the better chance you have of composing great sentences. Writing is not uniform. The first 7 minutes washing your car are very much like the next 7 minutes. Writing is more like panning for gold or fishing. You stand by a stream, and I happen to live next to a stream that fishermen stand by, and you wait. The first 5 minutes of waiting produce nothing. So do the second 5 minutes. So do the 15th 5 minutes. But in one sudden moment, one exquisite moment, you find what you're searching for. Or actually, in a literal sense, it finds you. The fish decides to bite. Yes, it's possible to throw out your line and immediately catch an enormous trout. But in a sense, that's missing the point. That's just luck. That's not fishing. Fishing is learning the exquisite slowness of time. Because once you slow down time, you begin to actually see time. Time looks like clear jello. So my advice to you is waste time. Spend hours a day writing whatever gibberish comes into your head, or the minute details of your life. Then reread your journal. Then reread it again. Then write more. Then reread it. If, after 2 weeks, you have produced nothing of any value, that's a good sign. It means you're starting to get the idea. In a sense, the value is unrelated to the process. The value comes much later. We're talking about a way of life. A fisherwoman fishes. She has made a commitment to a particular way of living, a way of standing between sky and soil. Writing is a stance, a way of standing. Interesting, I decided to stand up for giving this speech.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, unconscious. A fisherwoman may catch nothing all day. She may catch nothing for 3 days. She can't worry about that. She has a much bigger goal. It's called fishing. It's not called catching. I think some fisher person told me that. Now it's sort of, this is like a part I added later, so it's a little bit of a leap logically. A joyful voice thrills itself. One reason to write is to fill with delight. That last sentence with its inadvertent rhyme came out like a Victorian sampler. You know those samplers where people would like sew inspirational messages on cushions? One reason to write is to fill with delight. Is the kind of thing they would put. I used to have when I was a kid, like when there were still like souvenir stores, I had like old-fashioned souvenir stores. I had this ink stand. It was like a piece of wood, and on top of it was affixed a little bottle to put ink in, to dip your pen in to write with, you know, and the people had pens that used actual ink. And on the little stand was written, "One little drop of ink can make a million think." And I was like 12 years old. I would stare at this. This was the most profound thing I'd ever seen. And this is my fate, to become the, even though there's only 70,000 people read the song, and nobody uses ink anymore. Well, I guess the sun uses ink. Oh yeah, okay, I've really lost my track of my thoughts here. Okay, I think I'm going to start that paragraph again. A joyful voice thrills itself. One reason to write is to fill with delight. We have, while writing, the experience of being wise. Even if it's an illusion, it is the shadow of a truth. Each of us has wisdom, but in this present system of the world, we cannot easily display our depthless knowing. We must pretend to be light-hearted fools fascinated with reports of the weather. But in our personal notebooks, we may spread our silver soul wings and glide upon astral wind currents.
That's good.
Really? It was kind of bad. Embarrassing. I made a strange discovery while looking up depthless. Depthless? Did you hear me saying depthless? Depthless. In my online dictionary. It means both unfathomably deep and shallow and superficial. What good is a word like that? Anyway, I meant the first definition. My goal in this group is for you to come to accept your own process of writing. Perhaps you write 5 pages a day, or 5 pages every 3 years. However your writing life proceeds, I want you to see it respectfully, see its success. We Americans are constantly seeking to improve ourselves. I want you to go beyond improvement to self-admiration. So that's the end of my speech.